Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nicholsworth, and today we are featuring the Sovereign Collection from Thomas Nelson. And what their effort is in this is to bring kind of the royalty and the majesty back to the King James Bible. So let's take a look at the box. Is a clamshell, really nice. If you want to freeze on that, that kind of gives you some of the details, including the ISBN number and things like that. But let's go ahead and open this thing. And you will see it almost has kind of a Cambridge-y look with the Holy Bible stamp on the front. And as always, they always nail the ribbons. These are beautiful 3/8 double-sided ribbons. It's a matte finish on the gilding. Now, this one is a little buggered up on the top here, you can see. But I've seen several other review copies of this from reviewers that have already made their videos. And this is an isolated incident. And plus, even if it is a problem, they'll replace it. So anyhow, let's take a look first at the spine. Check that out. I'm going to move this box out of the way so that you can see something. Check out the embossing or the gold stamping on that. 4 raised hubs, really decorative. But check this out. You can see what they're trying to do. These are from the 1860s, William Shakespeare. And you see the raised hubs with the gold on them. You see like the diamond gold stamped in there. So they're really trying to restore an old, regal, royal, kind of an English look. Now let's take a look at the text block. And this thing got a stir when everybody started seeing pictures of it, because it looks a lot like the Schuyler Canterbury. And I'm telling you what, it is absolutely beautiful. Double column, 9.5 font, so it's almost a 10. Those drop caps are just stunning. It has red chapter headings, red subtitles, red verse numbers, a red line that separates the footnotes and cross-references at the bottom. This does only have the dedicatory. It does not have the translator notes, so that's a disappointment for some people. But let's see if we can just flip through here and hit maybe the beginning of a book, because I want to show you one thing that kind of sets this apart. Let's go to the beginning of Ruth. And you'll see this has a chapter introduction. So while this looks a lot like the Canterbury, there are some distinct differences. So you have your drop caps, chapter headings. It's just such a beautiful setup. So now let's make our way into the New Testament. Now, one thing you'll notice is it does have, let's go to the beginning of the New Testament. It has your introductory page. It lets you know that the words of our Lord Jesus Christ are in red. So let's take a look at the red letters. Now, this is really interesting because once you get into the red letters, it creates this illusion that they're faded, because the drop caps are so dark. But I want you to get close in there so they can see how crimsony red those red letters look. Now, every now and then, to my eye, they seem to be a little inconsistent, which is very common with red letters. But none of them are faded. None of them, they just have this really burgundy-ish look. But see how that drop cap is so dark red? It gives you the illusion these look light, but that's not the case. This thing is just absolutely beautifully done. The words do tend to kind of sneak down in the gutter, and I'll show you why that happens here in just a moment. So let's kind of get toward the end where you have your Concordance. Again, the thing that sets this apart from the Schuyler Canterbury is the Schuyler Canterbury Concordance is going to have those tiny little 3 columns, so they did great on that. But the one flaw this is going to have the Canterbury doesn't is the maps. You cannot beat Schuyler maps. But I tell you what, this is the only thing in this that I would say is comparable. It has your Dim Mark 2K setup, letting you know all about that. But let me show you why this thing has kind of the hump in the middle and why the text kind of appears to go into the gutter. Is because they've edge-lined it. So check that out. This is a sewn-in liner. Now, this is a synthetic liner. This is not a leather liner. This is a leather cover, but this is not a leather liner. So that edge lining there will create that little hump. Here's what I feel like will happen over time. Is as you use this, that edge lining is going to break down. Because let me just go ahead and spread it out, and you can see how it pulls that text out of that gutter. This is a beautiful setup. Beautiful idea. Controversy aside, I am so glad that Nelson has made something that looks like the Canterbury affordable. So anyway, there you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.